Can Lonzo Ball and Markelle Fultz potentially be the next Magic Johnson and Larry Bird? I did a little bit of research and I thought to myself, they probably can be as individual players. So I checked it out. Markelle Fultz is potentially the #1 pick to Boston, and Lonzo Ball could be the potential 2 or 3 pick to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, if you guys don't remember, Magic Johnson went #1 to the Los Angeles Lakers in 1980, and Larry Bird went to the Boston Celtics as the 6th pick in 1979, the year before. So what I decided to compare is the players individually and then their possible careers, just to see if they can eventually go down the line, as Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, these lottery picks from years before. So I compared Markelle Fultz and Larry Bird. Scoring guys, do-it-all guys, all right? Larry Bird, he had the ability to dribble, to rebound, defend, but he was mostly known for scoring. Same thing with Markelle Fultz, the ability to score and get the ball into the basket, but still able to do, chase down blocks and, handle the rock, pass the rock. Now, where Larry Bird thrived a little bit better was in his post scoring and his, height advantage over most of his opponents. Now, Markelle Fultz may have the height advantage at some times, but he is just about 6'4", which is about the height of, most basketball players. Curry about 6'3", Rose about 6'3", John Wall about 6'4", guys like that. So where Larry Bird had his advantage in height and ability to post and do stuff like that, Markelle Fultz has the advantage in athleticism. So he kind of makes up for where Larry lacked in athleticism. He lacked in post scoring and whatever. So, and of course, like Larry Bird, Markelle Fultz has a chance to play for the Boston Celtics. But now let's talk about Lonzo Ball, who has a chance to play for the Los Angeles Lakers, in which Magic Johnson did. Now, Lonzo Ball and Magic, of course, are fairly the same. They've already been compared lots of times. Great vision, great athleticism, ability to find anybody, hit them in their sweet spots. Transition beast, all right? So that talented transition gift that they have is something that's within them. What they also have that's, about them is they're tall point guards. They're both tall point guards. They can see over players very well. Magic was 6'9". He really saw over players. And he used his height to really back down and really take over mismatches. You can even throw Magic in the post if you wanted to. Now, Lonzo, he doesn't have, the luxury of being 6'9" point guard. He's 6'6", so he's still pretty tall. Now, what Lonzo has over Magic was the ability, is his ability to hit the outside shot. Now, Lonzo's shot is unorthodox. It is, funny looking, but it still goes in. It's pretty accurate. Magic was not really known as an outside scorer. He just stepped in, took the mid-range, took the 15-footer, took it to the rack, drove it and kicked. Lonzo Ball does all that similarity. So, once again, where they lacked in this ability to be tall and post up, Lonzo can make up in his ability to shoot the three. Now, defensively, Magic Johnson was, a 2-time steal leader. I don't know how good Lonzo Ball is defensively. He's going to have to put in more effort, to be able to lead a team and also play defense. Now, for the rest of this video, I'm going to explain why Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball, unfortunately, may not have the same type of Larry Bird, Magic Johnson career. Specifically because of the teams they're being drafted to, but not necessarily both of them, just one. Markelle Fultz. If you guys remember last draft, remember Kris Dunn was coming out, oh, great point guard, he could be drafted by such and such and such teams. Kris Dunn has come into the league drafted by the Timberwolves and has barely seen the floor. He's barely seen the floor, and this same thing could happen to Markelle Fultz. Ricky Rubio has turned up his game, and Kris Dunn has not been able to overshadow him and get the starting spot. And that's probably going to stunt his growth a little bit to becoming, an all-star point guard like people expected. But that's just Ricky Rubio. Markelle Fultz is going to have to go up against 2-time All-Star, fourth quarter leading scorer, and top three, scorer in the league, Isaiah Thomas. That's 10 times harder than just Ricky Rubio. Now, if Markelle Fultz is buried behind him, let's try and move Markelle Fultz to shooting guard. He's going to be behind fringe All-Star Avery Bradley. And he's also going to, once again, probably behind, defensive pest Marcus Smart. So, Markelle Fultz coming into the league may be just a off-the-bench point guard, hopefully not like Kris Dunn, but it's looking like he might be. Like, he has no real space for the Boston Celtics. He should have went to the, Brooklyn Nets, where he would have been just tossed in the starting lineup, alongside Brook Lopez, and he would have, gradually found his way. Whereas Lonzo Ball, if he went to the Lakers, you just slide D'Angelo Russell to the 2 where he really belongs, because he does have the stroke. the jumper. He does have vision too. That's why he runs point. But Lonzo Ball can find him more open. D'Angelo doesn't have to create a shot as much. Lonzo can find players as Brandon Ingram, who's running the floor, Jordan Clarkson, who runs the floor, Julius Randle, who runs the floor. These are all young guys who are going to just dominate the league. Once Lonzo Ball's there, you saw what he did with UCLA. He can do the same thing with the Lakers. But Markelle Fultz, I feel like if he's drafted by the Boston Celtics, he's not really gonna do too well. He's gonna get that Kris Dunn effect. All right, now what I believe Boston is gonna do is they're gonna grab up Markelle. I'm sure they're talking about this already. Grab up Markelle and try and trade him for someone really good. Or Boston might package him in a trade deal that gets Jimmy Butler or Paul George. That is very possible. And from there, if Markelle Fultz is the new leader of the Pacers or the new leader of the Bulls, then we can have us a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird rivalry. It won't be, Boston and LA, but it will be the two next stars battling it out. If you guys agree with this video, go ahead and leave a subscribe, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment if you disagree. Thank you all for watching. Share these videos, and I'm out.